Oh, snap. I wasn't sure if it went live. It was freaking out, but we're live. Shout out. My name is Patrick. If you like true crime, I'm live every single night. Come on in. We got a whole mess of cases to talk about tonight. All kinds of stuff happening. Craziness. People doing crazy things. Apparently, this lady on TikTok, you can see me on YouTube. It's the one behind me on the screen. Apparently, she went on a date, and her ex followed her on Snapchat, followed the whole date on Snapchat, and then went and took her life.
You what?
Crazy. So we're gonna talk about that. There was a social worker. I guess she got a little too close to one of the people she was working with.
How dare you?
The hell's going on there? People are crazy, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But the craziest one is for last, y'all. There's a police officer, former police officer.
What?
Yeah. Apparently, he was taking this lady to jail, and she's like, "I'm DTF."
Clank, diddy, clank, diddy, clank, clank, clank.
Yeah, and he was like, "Don't say that right now, because it might just happen."
That's suspicious. That's weird.
So then they get trapped in the back of his cruiser, and now he no longer works for that police department.
Get out of my attic.
Yeah, the hell is going on? So many cases to talk about. YouTube, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button. Same on Rumble, y'all. Hit the follow button, hit the thumbs up button. TikTok, if you want to watch the videos with us, pop over to YouTube. You can find the channel, just search The Mystery Project. And y'all hit me with the high bears. And we're trying to get back to 200 subscribers, y'all. We're at 181. So make sure, if you were subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed. If you haven't yet, join the subscriptions on TikTok. It just helps the channel. The channel on TikTok is not monetized at all, other than the subscriptions and the live gifts. So shout out to y'all. I appreciate it. Thank you so very much. And here we go. I'm going to shrink myself down, and let's figure out what happened with this lady. This is a lady who was on Snapchat on a date, and her ex was like, "Oh, hell no."
They already have him showing a tracking of her, and that tracking caused the tracking of him. So what goes around comes around.
A woman's Snapchat location acted as a map for her killer, who tracked her down via the app and shot her in cold blood. All this,
dear God,
before he left her body in a shallow grave and fled the country.
Then you start step by step, not only putting together the facts, but the circumstances surrounding the facts, and those circumstances solidify those facts and almost puts the puzzle together for the government in a way where it's almost glued together and it's not going to move.
Holy hell. Aces forever. You came up with my FYP. Hell yeah. Well, come on in, stick around, hit the follow button if you're new here. We talk about true crime every single night. In Montreal, what are you doing? Stop doing that. Sorry, I was just scratching one of the chairs over there. Drive me crazy.
The case's judge calling it an obsessive-driven murder in the ultimate act of domestic violence.
And so it's more than just a murder out of anger or something like that, but it's based upon a relationship.
All the facts adding up, leading jurors to a quick deliberation.
This shows there was a lot of planning. There had to be a lot of his own investigation as to make sure who was involved, where were they involved, and those kind of things really give strong evidence to the jury as to, yeah, this was premeditated.
It was November 2022 when 43-year-old Carrie Allen was last seen while out on a date in Omaha, Nebraska. She left behind her teenage son and a laundry list of unanswered questions. Did she leave on her own, or was something more nefarious at play? Carrie's ex-boyfriend, Aldrich Scott, was originally charged with her kidnapping, but those charges were quickly
Kim, thank you, Bex. Thank you, y'all. Thanks for the bears. Let's hit that goal.
upgraded to first-degree murder, use of a weapon to commit a felony, and tampering with physical evidence. Investigators say social media played a large role in Carrie's murder. Here's criminal defense attorney Mike Korbanix.
Well, it's an interesting case because it's sort of a way that evidence has been changing since all this innovation of computers and cell phones and things of that nature, because I don't think a lot of people realize everything you do on your phone is recorded, not only verbally, but physically.
People don't realize that? Thumbs up if you realize that your phone is recording everything you do. Your phone knows if you're walking, running, riding a scooter, driving in a car, flying in an airplane. Your phone knows everything that you do. Janet, recap. All we know right now is that she went on a date, and her ex-boyfriend used her Snapchat to follow where she was, find where she was, and then took her life because of it. That's all we know so far.
You can look at your phone and tell where you are. They can look at your phone and tell where you were. And that helps the government or any prosecuting entity with putting proofs together because it's so computerized and it's so solid as to where the phone was and what the phone said in it.
Investigators say Scott's phone held many answers in the case, including how he tracked down Carrie. The pair were friends on Snapchat, the app used to send pictures or videos to your friends with filters or effects. Snapchat also includes a map feature that allows friends to trace each other's locations if that feature is turned on.
Oh, hell.
Officials say Carrie's location was turned on and Scott used it to find her. And I know that you said this is something for the prosecution because they can go through and track where your phone was, the text messages that were sent, things like that. But in this case, the defendant, Aldrich Scott, I believe that he went in and looked at Snapchat and the map and tracked where his ex-girlfriend was. Does that raise any red flags for you?
Well, it actually is. I mean,
no, it's normal to just stalk and follow people. Hell yeah, it's a red flag. That's the craziest shit I've ever heard.
cases are built piece by piece. So to build proof beyond the reasonable doubt, you need to slowly put your puzzle together. And it seems every which way you look at this case, from what the evidence we have, we don't know all the evidence in the case, but they already have him showing a tracking of her, and that tracking caused a tracking of him. So what goes around comes around.
It also gets me thinking in the
Boom.
day and age of technology that's
Ooh, Nadia, thank you. Oh my gosh, you guys are coming in hot with the bear action. Let's hit that so TikTok knows to spread the word.
Snapchat you could have your map on with whoever is your friends. They can see where you're
Jamie, your phone knows when you skip out missing TikTok for a week. Oops. Sorry, y'all. I'm back. I'm back with a vengeance.
location is, or
I'm here ready to get her in.
your iPhone, how you can
Nadia, thanks for the heart. Me too.
share your location with whoever you choose. Does this make things more complicated for people who could potentially be victims, more at risk, let's say?
Well, that's a great point you just made because it shows both sides of the fence. Because we're talking about it from the legal aspect of how do you prove a case. But there's a much more general aspect that makes it, yes, I think it would be concerning for people. And sometimes I wonder why people post things on Instagram and things of that nature, because you may be thinking something, but it's always good to reflect before what you say to make sure it's okay and it doesn't expose any problems. Here's the thing where it's a problem because
By the way, TikTok, hit the follow button. If you're new here, tap the screen like crazy. Let's get 25,000 likes. We're not even at 10,000 yet, y'all.
Bruh.
Come on, y'all. Tap that screen like crazy. Shout out to Kim. Thank you for the Venmo. Thank you for the off the grid action. Little coffee action right there. That'll get me a cup of coffee. Thank you. Very sweet. Keeping the show must go on. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. Thank you. Very sweet, y'all. If you want to support the show, thehauntedSide.com. You can find the true crime time merch. The moms love true crime. The hot girls love true crime. They're all up there, y'all.
You what?
Yes, thehauntedSide.com. Go check it out right now. Let me know what you think. Let's continue on. But TikTok, tap the screen like crazy and hit me with about what we got 100 bears left. Let's do this. Come on, y'all. And YouTube, where y'all at?
sure
Rumble, where y'all at?
his emotions were running high. He was having probably some sort of breakdown. Now then you start step by step, not only putting together the facts, but the circumstances surrounding the facts. And those circumstances solidify those facts and almost puts the puzzle together for the government in a way where it's almost glued together and it's not going to move.
Investigators say Scott used Snapchat to find Carrie, who was out on a date with someone else in Omaha. When Scott found this, he went back to Carrie's house and waited for her. He shot
Holy hell, that dude's psychotic.
and killed her when she got home. They were dating for a while and then things got broken off. Carrie, the victim in this case, starts dating someone else. And then we have the defendant who comes after her and murders her. Does that scream domestic violence to you?
What? Man, she asked some silly questions. Yeah, that's crazy as hell.
Oh, absolutely. But
What's an auto clicker? Nikki, what does that do? It's crazy.
the thing is, the murder charge is much more serious than the domestic violence charge. So that's where he got the whole length of a sentence he has, which is basically, although it's not life, but if you're over 40 or that age, that term is almost equivalent to a life sentence, depending on where you're going with it. The big thing is, though, with
Dog Mom Lostergram, perfect, done.
The fact that he got found guilty of the murder, and one of the underlying offenses was domestic violence. That also, I think, builds more evidence to the jury as to the motivation to why he did that. And so it's more than just a murder out of anger or something like that, but it's based upon a relationship.
Not only did Scott use the app to track Carrie, he drove about 160 miles to her home in Omaha.
What happened to his nose? Like, I'm not trying to be mean. TikTok, you don't know what I'm talking about, but like YouTube, you could see, like, is that like, did he get bit by like a brown recluse, or is that like a mole or something? I don't know. I mean, the guy's obviously a dirtbag, but I'm honestly not trying to be mean. I just can't. I don't understand what it is. Any guesses? Any guesses? YouTube, put your best guess up. I'll pin the comment on there. I'll pin the comment up there. I can't tell. And TikTok, come over to YouTube if you want to watch the video with us. The Mystery Project that should be on the screen somewhere. Go ahead. Come on over. Join the fun. I dare you.
Omaha, Nebraska, from his home in Topeka, Kansas. And to me, it seems pretty obvious that it was premeditated. I believe the jury agreed with this, obviously.
Yep, absolutely. That's what I was saying. Come on over to YouTube if you want to watch it with us. Come on over.
But first of all, we have him looking at her Snapchat location and tracing her that way. But then additionally, we have him driving from Topeka, Kansas, all the way to Omaha, Nebraska, about 3 hours. So does that to you scream premeditation as well?
Absolutely. You brought up an excellent point. That's why I like being here, because I'm learning from you as well. Is the fact, he had time to sit. This is not something where he was driving by, a situation where he's driving by, had a few drinks, something like that, and sees his ex-girlfriend with someone else and snaps. This shows there was a lot of planning. There had to be a lot of his own investigation.
That's crazy. He said snaps, and he used Snapchat.
As to make sure who was involved, where were they involved, and those kind of things really give strong evidence to the jury as to, this was premeditated. This wasn't a mental breakdown. There's some sort of sympathy for it. That erases it all, in my opinion.
KK, basically, this lady went on a date, but she was posting where she was on Snapchat, and her ex-boyfriend found out and went and like took her life. Crazy as hell. And y'all, TikTok, hit me with the high bears. Let's crush this goal, y'all. Come on. We got to get close. We're getting close. About 100 left.
Opinion.
A body matching Carrie's description was discovered about a month after she went missing. On December 23rd, 2022, investigators confirmed it was Carrie. And what's interesting to me is that in the report,
2 days before Christmas,
it shows that she was in a shallow grave. This is something I see a lot. And I know forensics is likely a big part
God, that's sick. Karen and Jordan, thank you.
of the case for the prosecution going through and getting DNA, etc. But why is it something that would be widely reported, or is it of note that she was found in a shallow grave?
I think that gives a person sort of the feeling that she was in a shallow grave because this person wanted to just get rid of the body, hide it, and get out of there. So they were doing something at a very quick pace so they couldn't get caught. It's like driving at a high speed when the police are chasing.
Throughout all this, Scott flees the country and heads to Belize. He starts working at a restaurant.
What? Did you really believe you were going to get away with that? Running to Belize? Hell no. They going to come find you, even if you're in Belize.
FBI, open up!
That's what he heard.
On Cape Calker, an island there, and befriends the restaurant's owner. The owner told investigators Scott lied about his name, but the owner figured out who Scott was when he did some digging. The restaurant owner then contacted the U.S. Embassy, and Scott was arrested and taken back to the
Oh, snap.
United States. What do you make of that, him leaving America?
That really
That's crazy. Her name's Carrie Allen, Jessica.
is
Brooke, thanks for the bears.
strong circumstantial evidence because that shows he was aware of what was going on, and anyone who felt they were innocent would stand, exercise their constitutional rights of their right to remain silent,
Yeah, be acquitted.
and proceed with this matter. So that's always a problem in any sort of case because the government will always try to bring up the fact that that's a sort of admission of guilt while you're fleeing the jurisdiction. But that's also a very sensitive kind of fact-sensitive motion that would be made to see if it was in fact that aspect is admissible to the jury.
That's when Scott is charged with first-degree murder, use of a weapon to commit a felony, and tampering with physical evidence. Additionally, one of his charges was tampering
Crazy.
with physical evidence. So we have the first-degree murder, which makes sense because we do have a person who was killed, and then tampering with physical evidence. What sort of actions could have led to that charge?
Well, that's an interesting question. Those are very fact sensitive as to what how you destroy the evidence, things of that nature. If you have a gun and you all of a sudden you tear it apart so that you can't find fingerprints or things of that nature, then that would be a strong argument that, listen, if he didn't do anything, why did he destroy his gun? If he had a legal gun, things of that nature. So that's where the implication comes in, I believe, in destruction of evidence charges.
The case went to trial back in March in Omaha, Nebraska. What goes into deciding whether a client should take the stand in their own defense?
That's a very, I'm laughing inside because it's always a very difficult thing when you're defending a case because the burden is on the government for proof beyond a reasonable doubt. The defendant doesn't have to prove anything. The thing that is always at risk if you put a defendant on who has exposure is that he may open the doors to confirm something the government's arguing. If you're arguing like he was never there, and all of a sudden there's questions asked, and you find out maybe he says I was somewhere else, but it was close to the point where he was, that gives you arguments saying, well, wait a minute, he was near there. He's the one who's saying it, but we have proof. And that questions credibility a lot. So it's
means you're going to jail. Thank you, Jessica. Y'all, TikTok, hit the follow button if you're new here. Tap the screen like crazy. Let's get 25,000. And boom, y'all, look. Off the grid, Kim, right there. Kim, you're winning right now. Who's gonna take her spot?
It's always the client's ultimate decision.
Go off the grid, y'all.
Of whether or not
Jesus, Montreal, how the hell did you get up there?
they want to take
These cats are crazy. Oh, is it a full moon? It's got to be a full moon.
stand. And like I always say to a client is as long as you're going to be truthful, but if you think you're going to get over, it's one client against the government who has a lot of
There you go. Eileen, shout out. Auto renew. Thank you for the love.
investigators and facts that they have gathered. So you need to be careful of what you say.
Carol, thank you.
And in this case, ultimately, Aldrich Scott did decide to get on the stand and testify. He said that it was self-defense, that he
Of course it was. And then you fled the country because of self-defense?
went and approached Carrie,
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Yup.
that they got into an argument, that she was the one who pulled the gun, and then the trigger went off and she ended up being shot.
Uh-huh. Sure.
What do you make of him saying that this was self-defense?
Self-defense.
Hold on, Mr. Attorney with the crazy-ass bow tie. I got you. You can rest your case, because I got you, sir.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying.
That's what you can say.
Could always be a valid defense. However, the facts surrounding self-defense, because I would think as a prosecutor, the first case we'd ask, well, if it was in self-defense and you did nothing wrong, Why didn't you call the police to report the crime that was against you? And I don't think you need many more questions after that for effectiveness. It's always quantity. It's not quantity, it's the quality of the question. And sometimes one question like that could have the defendant saying, why did I even bother taking a stand?
After days of deliberation, jurors returned a swift verdict. If we're taking a closer look at the jury, this was placed in their hands and they only deliberated for about 2.5 hours before coming back with a sweep, all guilty on all counts. What do you think about that short deliberation time, or is 2.5 hours a short time to you?
It really depends on the facts of the case. And, sometimes jurors just happen to just all be in sync. So it comes back, it seems, it's a unanimous jury. It's not a preponderance of, the majority of the jury. It's unanimous. And obviously, if a jury comes back in 2.5 hours, that would give them, depending on how many counts there are in the indictment, enough time to reflect and decide, especially in a case like this, because it didn't seem like there were a lot of witnesses, quite frankly. It was really just technical. The defendant was most of the evidence and whoever investigated it.
Local reporters following the
cats.
case noted that apart from his testimony, Scott remained emotionless throughout the trial and later at the sentencing. So we know that we heard from him while he was actually on the stand. Obviously, he answered questions from both sides.
Oh, TikTok, hit me with those bears. Julie, thanks for joining the channel on YouTube. Y'all, click that link that's pinned at the top of the comments on YouTube and TikTok. Hit the follow button if you're new here. Come over to YouTube. Just search The Mystery Project. And Kim, right now you're holding the off the grid. What's it called? Crown, something like that. You got it, y'all. Who's taking Kim off? Go off the grid. Go off the grid.
But then other than that, the reporting shows that he had no emotion during the trial or the sentencing. But to me, that sounds like something maybe his defense attorneys could have told him ahead of time. Don't react, don't cry, don't have any crazy reactions when somebody's saying something. What do you make of that he didn't really have any emotion during all of this?
I don't find that harmful to him at all. And I think most attorneys would say that because of the fact is, number one is there's court rules. And that the defendant, you have to be respectful to the court. You're not allowed to jump out. You're not allowed to yell. You're not allowed to voice your opinion. It's a courtroom. I know we had recent trials where the defendant says whatever he wanted to, and even if the judge ordered him not to. Trump was in that case, that was an unusual situation, having a defendant speak out that much. So I don't think there should be any sort of judgment as to someone acting respectful in court. That shouldn't show their guilt or innocence. That should show their respect for the court. And you don't want your client, and you made the great point, is you don't want the defendant reacting because the jury sees a reaction and they could misinterpret that reaction. Somebody could roll their eyes back because they don't believe it to be true, but somebody could interpret saying, oh, he rolled his eyes back because we caught him. Who knows? Without further evidence.
Sentencing for Scott came on May 30th. When it came time to sentencing after he was convicted, he was sentenced to life in prison plus 45 to 60 years. Can you explain that to me? Because to me, life in prison is the rest of your life. Why add that 45 to 60 years?
That most of the time is just a technological thing that you have to do under the law, is to sentence as to each count. Some counts can run consecutive, some can run other ways. Another way that could be done as well is, this case could be getting appealed. Just because you're convicted by a jury doesn't mean the case is over. Therefore, if a sentence is in a consecutive manner, that way, if, say, the life sentence, they said, all right, that sentence was illegal or that conviction wasn't, whatever he got sentenced to the other consecutive part could still stand, and he's back on that, and he's going to be having time. So it does protect against the appeal.
So you brought up the appeal. That was actually my next question, because as we know, he testified saying this was self-defense. So if he believes that and wants to move forward with that, maybe he really believes, hey, I shouldn't have been convicted here. Do you think that there could be grounds for an appeal?
Well, there always could be grounds for an appeal, depending on what evidence went in, when it went in, and how it went in. But that also could be a strong argument, but it just seems like he's got a tough road to go down. But let's face it, it's very difficult to decide what an appellate court's going to be, because how many times have things reversed? We've been going through lately, seeing what the Supreme Courts have reversed, and people are in shock over it. But that's the way it happens, and it's not like law is not always, especially trial work, is not like a science where you can say, all right, we're going to have A plus B and it's going to equal C. There are a lot of different things that come in unexpectedly and things that change.
Do you think, based on the facts as we've discussed today,
A squared plus B squared equals C squared,
that there was justice served in this case?
Absolutely. If the judge
math joke,
here's a judge sentenced, the judge is only responsible to sentence. It's the jury. And I think people are forgetting about that. The judges just are basically like referees. The two teams decide who wins. And that's what decides who wins, not the referees. It's the points scored, and the people who are keeping track of the points are the jurors. And I think that's a very strong argument.
There's no word yet whether Scott plans to appeal this case. As for Carrie Allen, her family has been very outspoken, saying her murder has created an immeasurable loss for her teenage son.
Oh yeah, the teenage son, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. Oh, yo, we're going to keep on going. Who's with me? TikTok, hit the follow button if you're new here. Tap the screen like crazy. I see we already kicking out some capybaras. That's fantastic. I don't even see them anymore. I just saw that somebody got sent away, banished, banished to Neverland. Where's this one? I think there she is. Bam. Uh-oh, Payton. Oh, Payton, what did you do? Allegedly. Oh, man. Y'all, here we go. So, 24-year-old Payton Shires now faces over 28 years behind bars after pleading guilty to multiple crimes. Oh, that apparently she was a social worker. And she got a little too close to one of her 13-year-old clients.
You what?
Yeah. This is crazy as hell, y'all. What's wrong with these people? Yeah, allegedly, Michelle. Or I guess, no, she pled guilty to it, so she did it. She pled guilty to it. TikTok, we got to hit the bears. Let's hit the bears so TikTok will spread the word about the stream. Tap the screen like crazy, too, y'all. 25,000, we hit it. Let's go for 50,000. And YouTube, hit that subscribe button if you're new here. All right, let's go.
This was a catastrophic betrayal of trust.
Guilty. That's the word for a now disgraced social worker who was caught sexually assaulting a 13-year-old boy she'd been assigned to counsel.
Yeah, Payton
Shires
has a death sentence if she's required to register as a sexual offender.
What's more, the boy's mother found out about the assaults through texts, photos, and videos on the teenager's phone.
You would be
hell
appalled at how often we see a personality disorder with the abusers. In other words, they are above the law. They will not get caught.
Things take yet another turn when the counselor shows up at the boy's home armed with a gun.
She's already being charged.
You what?
Oh my God.
With sexual assault of a minor, and now she takes a firearm to the parent's home. I think that really reveals her desperation. She got caught.
We're taking a deep dive into the case.
Dear Lord. Indie Girl, thanks for the heartbeat.
So far, and a look ahead at what's next for the boy's family.
So I think this is a really solid case against Shires' employer, and this is easily a 7-figure case.
This is the story of 24-year-old Payton Shires, who is now up against a nearly 3-decade-long prison sentence.
This is a social worker who is supposed to be looking out for the best interest of a 13-year-old boy during a traumatic time for him. And what does she do? She manipulates him, violates his trust, and allegedly sexually abuses him. Doesn't get any worse than this.
That's criminal defense attorney.
How dare you?
It's crazy as hell.
Brian Claypool, who specializes in sex abuse cases.
When you have a female with a young boy, sometimes in the mind of the female, like, they're thinking, hey, this isn't that bad. This isn't wrong. Boys want to be with girls. So I'm not really doing anything out of the ordinary. In fact, maybe I'm even helping this young man move along with his sexual development.
The case takes us back
You what?
to June 2023, when Shires was assigned to counsel a 13-year-old boy in Columbus, Ohio.
That's a year ago now, y'all. Isn't that crazy?
Boy allegedly had behavioral issues at school, and his parents brought him to the National Youth Advocate Program for help.
Oh, damn, she was preggo with him? There's a picture right there of her holding a baby bump.
That's when Shires first connected with the boy, and from there, the interactions quickly grew nefarious. By fall 2023, the boy's mother had become suspicious and eventually found messages on his phone from Shires. In the texts, Shires asked the boy whether his mother had found any photos or videos or if they'd been deleted. When police took a closer look, they
Oh, hell no.
What?
That's crazy. Brooke, thank you. Y'all, we're so close. Let's get it. Let's crush it. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Hit the follow button if you're new here. Tap the screen like crazy. Let's get 50,000 likes over here on TikTok. Come over to YouTube if you want to watch the videos with us. Just search The Mystery Project over on YouTube. Shout out to Kim. Still holding the off the grid
found those
crown right now.
photos and videos showing explicit images of Shires and the boy.
Well,
Whoa.
a lot of these cases, a lot of these sexual abuse cases involving minors aren't figured out, and they are not prosecuted without
Michelle, she's 24.
some tangible, credible, reliable, corroborating evidence. We always hear the word corroborate. You really need that in a sexual abuse case involving a minor. Why? Because prosecutors often look at a young person, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, and they say that that person may not be as reliable, right? Their memory may not be as sharp, and they may not be able to hold out on the stand, right? Are you going to prosecute a case against an alleged child molester with a 13-year-old who's
Dear Lord, Sugar Skulls, The Mystery Project. The Mystery Project.
got to get up on the stand in front of jurors in a courtroom and tell the story? So oftentimes prosecutors are reluctant to go forward with the prosecutions of the abuse of minors. But here you have additional corroborating evidence. I mean, I had a case a couple of years ago with a 15-year-old girl attending a private Catholic school here in the Los Angeles area. And we had this
Oh, yep, we're live on Rumble too.
same thing happen. Father finds text messages from a female teacher. So this is a female teacher with a female student. And I have to tell you, the text message
Whoa.
exchange between the 15-year-old girl and the female teacher was the basis of the entire case. I read through a litany, like a booklet of text messages between the two, and that sealed the prosecution of that female teacher.
What's interesting to me in this case, you spoke about corroborating evidence, and Payton Shires had sent this boy text messages. So we have the texts, and then additionally, there's allegedly video or photos of them in these sexual positions. Why?
Oh my God.
What?
These people are crazy as hell. You're already doing something horrible. Then you're going to film and take pictures of you doing something. That's literally like setting up security cams inside the bank that you're going to rob and being like, oop, they got me on camera, and then sending it out. That is so, these people are crazy as hell.
You what?
Desiree, it's your birthday. Oh my goodness. Happy birthday to Desiree. Shout out. D-Ray. Happy birthday. Y'all put some cakes in the chat.
Would she leave all this evidence out there? Would she think that she's just going to get away with it?
Yeah, great question. So I've done a lot of sexual abuse cases involving minors, and you would be appalled at how often we see a personality disorder with the abusers. In other words, they are above the law. They will not get caught. And for example, here, when you have a female with a young boy, sometimes in the mind of the female, like they're thinking, hey, this isn't that bad. This isn't wrong. Boys want to be with girls. So I'm not really doing anything out of the ordinary. In fact, maybe I'm even helping this young man move along with his sexual development. So I feel like it's
That's the craziest shit I've ever heard.
it's a borderline personality
There's
disorder. There are a lot of these
KK. Thank you. Y'all, did we hit the bears? We got 10 left, y'all. 10 bears.
abusers have. And by the way, I've been involved in cases where the abuser abuses multiple victims. I had a case recently against
Oh,
the city of Santa Monica where a man volunteered at a police activities league, a nonprofit with after school kids, abusing young boys and some young women for the span of 10 to 15 years. This went on. And he dressed up like a police officer, pretended to be a cop, did what this woman did here, would take
dear
the
Lord.
kids out to eat, would buy them gifts, grooming, and it went on for years. So you could ask yourself too, what's this guy thinking? How does he think he's not going to get caught? And I think that's what happened here. But one thing that's important in these abuse cases involving minors is the grooming process. So if you're a parent watching this, you need to be paying attention to your child interacting with a social worker, with a therapist, with a teacher, with a doctor, with a priest. You've got to pay close attention to that relationship, because oftentimes you will
You got to pay attention to every single relationship. Every single relationship. Desiree, thank you.
see what's called grooming, because these abusers have to build a trust level with the minor before the abuse takes place. And that's how they do it: buying them gifts, buying them clothes, buying them tennis shoes. And that's where parents can try to preempt this and then do what the young man's mom did here. Look at your
Be like, where the hell did you get them shoes? Crazy as hell.
parent's phone and see if there's anything happening here, which she did.
Oh, is
find
that
out.
him?
After the boy's mother contacted
I wonder if that's him back there. We think that's him in the picture?
police, they set up a three-way call where Shires admitted to the sexual assaults. Shires spoke on the phone with the boy's mother as police secretly listened in to
Is she married? Because who is this her kid? She was pregnant in one of the pictures. Now she has a kid in this picture. Was she married?
her confession. That led to her arrest in October 2023 and initial charges of sexual contact with a minor.
Oh, damn. That's got to be the husband back there, huh?
Shires was released on $50,000 bond, but that's not where the story ends. There's multiple facets to this case because there was this alleged relationship happening for some time, but then after Payton Shires was arrested, she was arrested again, and this is because she went to the victim's home with a gun and then was suicidal at the front door. There were hours-long standoff outside of this
You what?
Are you serious?
home. Have you ever heard of anything like this?
I've not seen a case or heard of a case where an alleged child molester would grab a deadly weapon and then go to the home of the parent of the child allegedly molested and threaten to kill herself. The reason why we don't see that often is because it's adding fuel to the fire. I mean, she's already being charged with sexual assault of a minor, and now she takes a firearm to the parent's home. I think that really reveals her desperation. She got caught, and it's
Right?
what we call the art of deflection in the litigation world, where she was trying to deflect, right? And think about what she did. She was now portraying herself as the victim. Oh my God, I'm going to have to commit suicide if you talk about this, or if you tell on me. If you cooperate with prosecutors, I might have to kill myself. I mean, think about that. That's another
Dear Lord.
mental psychotic disorder, I think, that she's
Entertainment and educational purposes only, TikTok overlords.
suffering from as well.
This incident led to additional charges for Shires, including
KK, thank you.
intimidation to a victim or witness and discharging a firearm as the gun she brought to the victim's
She discharged it?
home went off. It seems to me that these two things paired together led to the plea deal. So that corroborating evidence that we spoke of, and then these additional charges that came when she had this weapon outside of their home. Do you think that the plea deal was the correct route to take?
Yeah, given everything we're talking about,
There's KK, thank you.
you have
Desiree, thank you.
text messages that are confirming the sexual encounters. You have videotape. Where do you ever get videotape
Thank
of a
you.
sexual encounter between an adult female and a 13-year-old boy. You hardly ever see that. So prosecutors had that in their backpack. And then you add on to that the fact that Shires ends up going to the home. It's the worst thing she could have ever done. Going to the home of the young boy with the gun and threatening to kill herself. By the way, that re-traumatized
That is crazy.
the 13-year-old. It traumatizes the parent, but that made things even worse. So that's why I believe that Shires ended up copying a plea deal now, because who knows? The further this case could have gone along,
Yeah.
they might have
Helen, thank you.
found out more damaging information about Shires. Maybe they found more text messages. Maybe they found something on her phone. Maybe they found another videotape, and maybe the charges get elevated. Maybe she's looking at more jail time. So I think what her lawyers did is they cut off the bleeding. Yeah, you caught us. This was bad. Let's try to
He said they found the videotape.
minimize the damage.
As part of the plea deal Shires made in the late May, she was found guilty of 4 counts of unlawful sexual misconduct
Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
with a minor.
Yep.
1 count
Burning hell for that.
of inducing panic with a firearm specification, and 1 count of intimidation to a victim or witness. A second intimidation charge was dropped, as was the discharging firearm charge, as investigators later determined Shires hadn't purposely fired the weapon at the boy's home. Moving forward, she has sentencing ahead of her, and she could face up to
Man, that's worse. She accidentally fired it. I feel like that's worse.
28 years behind bars. What do you feel about that sentence? Do you think that the judge will lean toward the lengthier sentence or a lesser sentence because this is her first offense?
Yeah, I think the judge is going to lean toward a lesser sentence. I have, over the last decade, I've seen a lot of child sexual abuse cases, and I have been bitterly disappointed with the length of jail time that these molesters are given. It is staggering, especially out here in California. I mean, I had a case of a teacher at an elementary school years ago, and he was indicted on molesting 7 or 8 young girls, and he got 25 years to life. Are you serious? 25 years to life? That means he could be out on parole after about 18 years. Are you kidding me?
Whoa.
And by the way, there were more kids that he molested. The
Helen, thank you.
indictment only had 7 or 8. Here you've got, and again, I'm not minimizing what she did, but it's probably her first criminal offense, probably her first offense involving a sexual nature against a minor. The court's going to look at her job history. She's got a responsible job. She was working as a social worker. And again, you've got the mental health component too. I think that's going to have to be looked at by the judge before he issues a sentence, wouldn't you think? I mean, here you got a woman going to the boy's home with a gun, threatening to kill herself. She has some mental health issues that I think need to be flushed out before she goes to sentencing. And by the way, her lawyer, Shires' lawyer, might argue that because of the mental health issue that she had, he or she will argue for leniency. I wouldn't be surprised if Shires' lawyer has Shires examined by a forensic psychologist, for example, to go through what's going on in her mind, why she would do this to a 13-year-old, why allow videotape, why text, why go to the home with the gun. Is there some kind of underlying mental health issue? A good
It's crazy as hell.
criminal defense lawyer is going to delve into that and bring that to the judge at sentencing. And if her lawyer does that, then I think you're going to see a shorter sentence. I mean, we have a problem across the country with prosecuting child molesters. Like you said, we finally have corroborating evidence. Let's go forward. We don't want to rely on a 13-year-old on the stand. But more important than that, I just think across the board, across our country, these jail terms are too short for sexual abusers of minors. I wouldn't be surprised if she got a jail sentence of somewhere, between 5 and 8 years, and then she's eligible for parole after 3 or 4 years, because this is her first
Jesus. Desiree, thank you. Sylvia, thank you.
offense, and because of perceived mental health issues. And look, the fact that she
That is crazy. Brooke, thank you. Times 2, times 3.
had a good job with the county as a social worker will be percolating in the mind of the judge. The judge might be thinking, should we allow this woman to be rehabilitated? I know out here in California, and especially here in LA County, our district attorney believes in rehabilitation. So shorter jail terms, let's work on rehabilitating the perpetrator to get he or she back out into society to be productive, rather than putting somebody behind bars for 25 or 28 years.
In all, Shires could face 28.5 years behind bars, but that's not all. Another aspect of this case, too, is that she'll have to register as a Tier 2 sex offender for 25 years, at least according to the reporting that I've seen. So how would that label affect Payton Shires in the future?
Yeah, Payton Shires has a death sentence if she is required to register as a sexual offender. How in the world is she going to go out and get a job? Think about it. Employers are required to do background checks on all of their employees. And if she tries to go to apply to get a job anywhere, especially a government job with a county or a city or the state or even the federal government, this is going to pop up on her record. So I don't know how she's ever going to be around students again. Let's talk about that. No school, no
hell no
social services agency is going to hire her to be around students. Why? Because now what she's done has put potential employers at risk in a civil forum. So whenever we go after, when there's a perpetrator of a minor, we typically go after the employer in a civil court. We go after who hired her. We argue they didn't do an adequate background check. And in this case with Shires, they didn't properly supervise her. They negligently supervised her that led to her having or sexually abusing this young boy. So
damn,
she has now put at risk all of her potential employers for being sued if something happens again, if she is hired. So I mean, the only route I could see for Shires if she somehow creates her own business, right? Becomes an entrepreneur and tries to start her own business where there doesn't have to be any kind of copious background check.
You spoke about civil lawsuits there, and that's something in this case that the family is moving forward with. So the 13-year-old boy and his family has filed a civil suit against the National Youth Advocate Program. They want at least $50,000. Do you think they have a strong case?
Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? I've done a lot of these cases, and I have currently right now I have about 7 or 8 cases against the LA County Department of Social Services, Department of Family and Social Services, the similar agency to where Payton Shires was hired, not for a counselor abusing a child, but because these kids were in danger, in harm's way, and then they ended up tortured, killed. Then we go after the county for failing to remove those kids when they were in danger. But putting that aside, I mean, I handle a lot of sexual abuse cases, and the monetary value of these cases is in the millions.
Jesus.
I mean, they're saying they're asking for $50,000, but if they have a good lawyer, this is easily a 7-figure case. Why? Because of what we just talked about. The county where Shires worked has an obligation to supervise her. That's an important factor. And then one of the factors that you've got to prove in these child sexual abuse cases is that the employer knew or should have known. Those are the 2 standards across the country. You only need to prove one or the other. The easiest way to prove it is that the county knew, right? So whatever county Shires worked for, what you have to do now, the lawyers for this young man have to now request or subpoena all prior complaints.
He said this young man
that were lodged against Shires since she was hired as a social worker. That all becomes fair game. That's how you build the civil case. Was there a prior report, for example, of another patient she attended to where the minor child complained to her getting too close to him, or any kind of complaint that puts the county where Shires worked at on notice that she might pose a risk of harm, is the standard, to a minor, then you've proved that the county knew that she could be a risk to this young man. The other,
isn't that crazy? Kelly B, thank you for the hearts. Y'all, we got 4 left.
Standard that we use a lot, it's a little harder, but you can build a case is that the county that she worked for should have known that she posed a risk of harm to young minor patients.
Mm-hmm. Oh, gee, thank you, Nurse KK. Thank you.
How do you prove that? Well,
Lori, thank you.
you take depositions, you ask questions of supervisors. Hey, how much training did you give Shires? How often would you supervise her? How often would you
Damn.
actually go into a session
She has to be married, y'all. That's got to be like her husband or boyfriend or something right there, huh?
with her? Did you monitor her after hours? Did you do any reviews of her?
Monitor her at monitor to I added like 4 extra syllables. Monitor her after hours? Whoa.
So you build it, constructively by inference, basically. But look, in this case, when you've got video, you've got the text messages, and by the way, in a civil case, the first thing you have to prove
Nurse KK, thank you. Oh, we hit it? Oh, you guys are too damn sweet.
is that the abuse happened, right? People forget about that. We're talking about how to hold the county where Shires work responsible. The first fact is, was this 13-year-old abused? In all the cases I do, sometimes that's hard, right? Because you don't have what you talked about. You don't have the text messages. You don't have the video. And then you've got to prove it through the testimony of a minor.
Oh, is her fiance?
But here, they have that. The 13-year-old has that. So I think this is a really solid case against Shires' employer. And this
Oh, Brooke, thanks for that. What was that? VR goggles. Nurse KK, thank you.
is easily a 7-figure case.
Law&Crime reached out to
Damn.
the NYAP for comment on Shires' arrest. They responded in part, quote, "Protecting children is everyone's responsibility. The National Youth Advocate Program is saddened by the situation involving one of our former employees and a young person served by our organization." The statement went on to say the organization is cooperating with law enforcement. Claypool says the case is unfortunately not uncommon, meaning there's important
You what?
The case is not uncommon?
What? What the fuck?
Where is this?
protocol employers should be following.
We should also talk about Shires' employer. Her employer needs to formally put in her employment record that she was fired. I have seen cases where teachers are, for example, teachers are accused of sexually assaulting a minor, and then that teacher ends up leaving the school, for example, and ends up percolating years later at another school, right? And then another school or another county looks to hire this person, and they look they get the personnel file or ask the employer, and there's no notation in the file that this employee was fired, and then they get rehired somewhere else. That's putting aside the fact that if Shires is a registered sex offender, what if she tries to go get a job when she gets out of jail? What if an employer misses, right?
Jesus.
Doing a check to see if she's a registered sex offender. I've never done that hiring people in my law firm. What if an employer misses that? Well, the second tier of protection
Is he saying he's never missed somebody or he's never performed that screening?
is, how does
I assume he meant that he's never missed that.
the employer of the alleged molester handle the termination? I just had a recent case with an adult victim of child sexual abuse, and it was
Oh, damn. Oh, gee, thank you. We got one left. Oh, my God.
staggering. This guy that had molested in a police report 6 young girls in 5th grade, they let him go. He was eventually prosecuted, but they just okay,
You what?
Unbelievable.
do you want to put in your letter of resignation?
Oh, gee, thank you so much.
They let this guy resign. But for him being convicted, he could have very well have ended up being a teacher somewhere else. So that's a really important part of this.
Even if a conviction isn't made, Claypool suggests all inappropriate behavior should be reported and documented.
Yeah.
So let's even hypothetically say that there wasn't evidence to convict Shires
Oh, thank you.
in this case. It should be noted in her file, in her personnel file, that there was a report by a 13-year-old of her allegedly sexually molesting that 13-year-old.
That is crazy as hell. Oh, gee, thank you.
That the county in this case did an investigation, and that they either kept her on or let her go. Well, what's really important for employers across this country is if you have somebody that was accused of molesting a minor, that better be documented somewhere so that this potential molester
Never gets back in around kids.
cannot then go to another employer, and then future employer calls up the prior employer. Hey, what do you think of this gal? Should I, any bad information? And they're like, oh no, she resigned. So it's super important in these child sexual abuse cases that employers are responsible. They document why an employee has been fired.
For now, Shires is being held in the Greene County Jail as she awaits sentencing. She's due back in court for that on June 27th.
Holy hell. What the hell's wrong with these people? 24 years old, 13-year-old boy, kid, lady. My God. That's crazy, isn't it? TikTok, hit the follow button if you're new here, though. My name's Patrick. If you like true crime, I'm live every night. Same thing over here on YouTube, y'all. If you're new on the YouTube channel, which is the Mystery Project TikTok, so you guys come over, subscribe. You get to see the video on YouTube and Rumble. Search the Mystery Project. Y'all hit the thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs up button. Do it. But hit the follow button on TikTok too. Y'all tap the screen like crazy. 50,000 likes. Thanks for the live. What's it called? Live on air. We're going for 50 of those bad boys. Thank you for that. Subscribe to the channel too, y'all. We're trying to get back to 200. Brittany, just like that. Thank you, Brittany. Very sweet. Let's go. Let's get that. All right, let's continue on. Shall we? This next one sounds crazy as hell too. Let me put it up. This dude. Yep, TikTok. You seen him? Holy hell. Apparently, he took the life of 2 women in Cape Coral, Florida. His name is Wade Stephen Wilson. Nurse KK, thank you. Let's crush that. All right, let's see what's going on here.
A woman is murdered inside her Florida home. Another vanishes, and her body is found in a field days after her disappearance. Prosecutors say the man responsible for both murders is a Fort Myers man named Wade Steve Wilson. The 30-year-old faces charges including 2 counts of first-degree murder for the brutal deaths of Kristine Melton and Diane Ruiz. Melton and Ruiz were killed within 4 days of each other in October of 2019. Melton was found dead inside her home, and Ruiz's body was discovered in a field days after she disappeared. Investigators believe Melton was choked to death by Wilson after they met at a bar in Fort Myers, Florida. Prosecutors say on October 7th of 2019, Wilson stole Melton's car after killing her, but Wilson's alleged crime spree would continue. In addition to the 2 first-degree murder charges of Melton and Ruiz, Wilson also faces a charge of grand theft for allegedly stealing Melton's car, battery charge for allegedly attacking another woman, and a count of burglary of a dwelling plus 1 count of first-degree petty theft. Prosecutors claim after killing Melton and stealing her car, he went to visit Melissa Montanez and allegedly used Melton's phone to contact her. After Montanez and Wilson met up, he allegedly attacked her, then fled again in Melton's car, and that's when he encountered Diane Ruiz. And what would come next would forever change the lives for the mother of 2's family. The state says Wilson encountered Ruiz in Cape Coral, where police say he killed her. And as if that wasn't devastating enough, he allegedly repeatedly ran over her body using Melton's car. Authorities later found Ruiz's body in Melton's car along with both women's cell phones. Wilson then reportedly entered a nearby business where he allegedly confessed to the homicides to an acquaintance. The acquaintance called 911.
Man, this is the craziest thing I've ever heard. What?
Prompting Wilson to flee on foot and would later break into a nearby home.
For whatever reason, Florida's a hotbed of stuff like this, and this is just, even by our standards, this is
Florida is a hotbed for stuff like this?
You what?
particularly egregious, at least the allegation.
Where's Dexter when you need him? Where's Dexter when you need him, huh?
Are.
I spoke with Dave Ehrenberg, the
He
state
was down in Florida, fictionally, but you know what I mean?
attorney for Palm Beach County. While his office isn't affiliated with the case, he explains there is a mystery lingering in the case. Particularly, why did Wilson allegedly brutally murder Melton and Ruiz?
Well, that's what it seems like for Miss Melton, where he met her at a bar and murdered her, strangled her at her own home. And then within just a short amount of time, he then killed Miss Ruiz. Not sure the connection between this defendant and Miss Ruiz, other than she was walking to work at the Moose Lodge and he confronted her. And
Not the Moose Lodge.
I don't know if they knew each other, if there was a conversation, or did he just attack her because he's an apparent sociopath? It's hard to say, but her body was found in the car that was owned by Miss Melton. And in between, he managed to allegedly commit a battery against another woman, and he's going to face trial for that at this trial. So he's got a host of charges from this crime spree.
Wilson was indicted by a Lee County grand jury in November of 2019. By that time, he was already in custody on unrelated battery charges and hit with additional charges in October of 2020 after he and another inmate tried to escape jail. According to the sheriff's office report, Wilson was...
Oh, Lord, you're supposed to take that tag off your suit, too. Weirdo. Why are you wearing like the craziest thing I've ever seen? Dude, looks, I don't even... Oh, my God. See the tag, though? You're supposed to take that off. That doesn't stay on.
The primary planner and instigator of the attempt. Since his incarceration, he's professed his innocence for the murders to a local reporter.
Are you guilty of those murders? Did you commit those murders concerning Kristine Melton and Diane Ruiz?
No, ma'am, I did not commit these murders, and I'm innocent. I did not, no, ma'am.
Nearly 5 years.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop fucking lying.
Years after the horrific murders, Wilson's trial nears, and if convicted, he's not just facing the rest of his life in prison. He's also facing the death penalty. Lisa.
Good. Mary, good to see you. Lovely to see you, Mary.
Circuit Court Judge Nicholas Thompson has reportedly denied the defense's motion to challenge the execution by lethal injection and aggravating factors in Wilson's case. And if convicted, the soon-to-be jurors don't have to unanimously agree to death. While that was the case at the time of his arrest, the law changed in 2023, reducing the number to 8 out of 12. So only 8 have to agree for death. Aaron Burke says he believes the case is strong enough for
Get him.
Wilson to potentially get the death penalty if convicted.
Yeah, this is a horrific case, and he's facing the ultimate penalty here in Florida, which was made a lot easier for prosecutors recently after the Nicholas Cruz case, where that's the Parkland, Marjorie Stoneman Douglas mass murder. He was able to avoid the death penalty by a 9-3 vote. Florida used to have a unanimous requirement for the death penalty. Now it's only 8-4. It's the lowest in the country. Not sure if it's going to be held constitutional if it gets challenged to the U.S. Supreme Court. But for now, this defendant is in a whole lot of trouble, and I'd be surprised if he doesn't get the ultimate penalty. Under Florida law, you need aggravators, and the jury must decide that at least one aggravator exists unanimously. So, for example,
volcano story, exactly.
The killing cold, calculated, and premeditated. That's an aggravator. Was it done for pecuniary gain? That's an aggravator. Was it heinous, atrocious, and cruel? I would say when you allegedly run someone over multiple times, make sure the person's dead, and you throw the body in the car, drive around with it, seems pretty heinous, atrocious, and cruel. There are other potential aggravators. And all you need is one that the jury finds exists unanimously, and then the person is eligible for the death penalty. But the defendant can try to rebut it by showing mitigators. And unlike the prosecution, the defense gets to try to show any potential mitigator. See, for the prosecutors, you have a list of potential aggravators. You've got to find at least one from this list. For the defense, it could be anything. It could be that his mother didn't love him enough, or that she smoked in the womb while he was being born. It could be anything. And then it's up to the jury to decide whether the aggravators exceed the mitigators. And by a vote of 8-4, it's all you need to get the death penalty.
The death penalty law in Florida isn't the only thing that has changed since Wilson's arrest. Since his 2019 arrest, Wilson is now sporting a heavier and even more menacing tattooed look. In his first mugshot, Wilson donned various neck tattoos, as well as a tattoo under his chin in bold capital letters as it reads, "Bred for War." Then, during a court appearance in 2019, Wilson appeared with a shaved head and a large swastika tattoo on the right side of his head. And
Entertainment and educational purposes only, TikTok. I know the TikTok overlords go crazy as hell. Y'all hit me with those live on airs. Tap the screen like crazy, TikTok. We're short of 50,000 likes. Come on, y'all. We got to get 50,000 likes. Hit the follow button, too, if you're new here. Mary! Mary!
That was easy.
What are you doing? Mary, you're so sweet. Thank you for the love. Mary, y'all put some hearts in the chat for Mary. Going meteor shower mama on me there. YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button. I love you guys. Thanks for being here. And TikTok, if you want to watch the video with us, pop over to YouTube. Come on. Come on.
3 mugshot, Wilson appeared with his hair grown out, covering the swastika tattooed on his head. But this year, in an earlier 2024 court appearance, Wilson appeared in court with a new set of face tattoos. While his hair now covers the swastika on his face, he's since emerged with a smaller swastika under his right eye.
These people are crazy.
As well as a Joker-like smile with the tattooed stitches extending past his mouth and the word glory tatted on his temple. According to 2 motions filed in early May, Wilson reportedly hoped to obtain a haircut and apply facial makeup to cover several tattoos in hopes they improve his image before the jury.
You what?
Appearance matters. Jurors are always paying attention to the defendant, whether they're reacting to things, whether they're talking, whether they're fidgeting, whether they're scowling, and what they look like and what they wear. So the defendant was able to change out of the yellow jumpsuit or orange jumpsuit into some decent looking threads and get a haircut in the prison. And you have Sixth Amendment rights to a fair trial. So I have no issue with that. Now, the bigger issue is his face tattoos. He went through all the trouble to get these disgusting tattoos like swastika.
Oh my God. Nurse KK, thank you.
And he got permission from the court to hide them, but he's not doing a good job of hiding it because although he's allowed to use pancake makeup, he hasn't done it, at least not all the time. And it does you no good to just conceal your horrific tattoos only part of the time. It makes you look worse, in fact. Then it makes you look like you're hiding things. And then the jury sees you one day with a swastika on your head, and they're not going to.
Oh my God.
Like that.
As Wilson's trial looms right around the corner and seemingly a stack of evidence is mounted against Wilson, including a potential confession, Aaron Berg explains if he was Wilson's defense attorney, he has some advice for the double murder defendant.
Number one, stay quiet. Shut your mouth. He's been out there talking to the media. It's only helping the prosecution, which is great. I encourage that. But the defense lawyer needs to tell him to stay quiet. And also that applies to jail calls because jail calls are all recorded. And it's a treasure trove of valuable evidence for prosecutors when these loose-lipped defendants who think they know everything.
Yeah, this dude looks like he just lives on that jail phone call thing, just saying all kinds of stuff. Just crazy as hell.
Who think they're smarter than everyone else start talking. I don't expect him to take the stand in this case. I think it's a very, very, very small chance. But the best thing he can do for himself is to stay quiet, listen to his lawyer.
Mary, thank you, y'all. Let's hit it. Come on. Let's get it. Let's get 50 of those things.
And let the lawyer try to poke holes in the prosecution's case. But there's a lot of evidence here. It's not just circumstantial evidence. There's direct evidence, like his alleged confession to his ex-girlfriend. And so I think this is a very strong case for prosecutors, not only to get a conviction beyond a reasonable doubt unanimously, but to get the death penalty, which you only need 8-4, not a unanimous vote.
Wilson has cycled through a number of defense attorneys who have been tasked with defending him as a client, signaling it could be a tough assignment for Wilson's attorneys.
Yeah, he had an ex-girlfriend say that he confessed, and so that's going to be powerful evidence. And kudos to her for coming forward and not being too afraid to testify, because that's very important, direct evidence. But he then tried to change the story, apparently, by telling him of some human trafficking ring where he was participating in grooming women, and then he turned on him, and now they're trying to set him up for these murders. It makes no
What the fuck?
sense, of course. And his lawyer must be upset that he would voluntarily talk to the media. Maybe that's why he's gone through a few lawyers already, and that's one of the reasons for the delay. This case should have been tried a while ago, but because of attorneys withdrawing and because of COVID, it's now been about 5 years since the murders.
Dear Lord.
It is an uphill battle for defense lawyers when you have a client like this. And as a prosecutor, I have respect for the defense bar. These are not easy cases for them, but that's the system we have. We have an adversarial system where to get to the truth, you have both sides, putting on evidence or at least trying to poke holes in the prosecution's case if you're the defense lawyer. And that puts the prosecution to the test. And that's the system we have. You can have another system where both sides are trying to provide evidence and both are trying to get to the truth. But in our system, it's adversarial. And even if you believe your client is guilty, which he really looks like he is, you do have a responsibility to give them the best defense possible. And that means to question witnesses, to cross-examine them, and to make sure the burden of proof has been reached and that police don't violate any constitutional rights when doing their job.
Stephanie, thank you.
While no case is an assured win for any side, Ehrenberg explains the deck could potentially be more stacked in favor of the prosecution.
There's no one else here who had the means, motive, and opportunity. And although the motive is probably the weakest part about it, he's a guy who has a short fuse, allegedly, and met a girl at a bar and then took her home and strangled her to death. The bigger question to me is, why did he kill Miss Ruiz? Now, he stole Miss Melton's car, so that provides some bit of motive, which is pecuniary. And then he used it to go and see another girlfriend and then attack her. So you have to frame it, I think, as far as this.
This dude is crazy as hell.
This situation is like a crime spree, a series of events that are related to each other, and the evidence is pretty clear as a prosecutor that not only is there a confession, but the cell phone for both of the victims, Miss Melton and Miss Ruiz, were found in the car that this defendant stole. And not only that, but Miss Ruiz's body was found in
Unreal.
Miss Melton's car that he stole. How else would Miss Ruiz's body get in the car unless the defendant is the one who did it? So it's a pretty strong case. And also, even if he's not found guilty here, but I expect him to be found guilty, he's also facing other charges like trying to escape from prison.
Yeah, Jesus.
So he's not getting out of prison anytime soon.
And as the stakes couldn't...
There you go. Nadia coming in hot with this dude is trash. Yep, 100%. And just looking crazy as hell, too. I mean, come on, dude. Come on.
Be higher. Very soon, Wilson's life could hang in the balance of a dozen jurors as they have to weigh later on between life and death if he's convicted.
Oh my
Wilson's
God.
trial is slated to last a month. Both sides still have to select a jury of 12 plus 4 alternates. And remember, only 8 of those jurors have to agree to sentence Wilson to death if he's convicted.
Holy hell. Y'all. We're going to move right on to the next one. Oh my God. This is the one we've been waiting on. I've been waiting on this one because I want to talk about it. I want to see what the hell happened here. So I hope y'all are ready for this. Boom. TikTok, there he is. YouTube, don't worry. It's coming here pretty soon. This is a cop or a former cop. Emphasis on the former. California police officers under scrutiny after he locked himself in the backseat of his patrol car with a woman on the way to the county jail. Body cam footage shows him free. I can't even say it on TikTok or YouTube. Basically, the lady said, "Hey, I'm DTF." Literally, that's what she said. And he was like, "Don't say that. Don't say that if you ain't really down to." And apparently they pull off somewhere.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So this is body cam footage, y'all. So TikTok, hit the follow button if you're new here. Tap the screen like crazy. Let's get 75,000 likes. Hit me with those lives, y'all, because we're trying to get 50 of them. We got 9, so we got a ways to go. Everybody hit me with one of those real quick if you're enjoying the show. Pop over to YouTube, though. The Mystery Project on YouTube if you want to watch this with us. Let's do it. Oh, man. Jeez, let's start. The video started where they're saying that? I'm fuck right now.
Don't say that right now.
An officer caught red-handed in the backseat of his squad car with a
Don't say red-handed. Come on. Is that intentional?
woman he was supposed to be taking to jail. But that's not all. Investigators later found trace amounts of semen on his belt.
Oh, no. Oh, no. He got in the back seat and went, "Oh, God. I need to get out."
All right, sir, step out of the vehicle for me.
This after she apparently made the officer a proposition for sex.
Ah!
And his body camera video mysteriously went dark.
Oh my God.
All this is caught on body camera video, plus video of the officer himself reenacting what happened in front of his superiors.
Reenacting? Oh, no dude's back there. No, it was like this. He's like, what an idiot.
What the fuck?
What an idiot.
So I was like this, and then you want me to see how she was laying down, or
how you ended up inside.
The car. Clarify the car. His lieutenant was asking him how he got inside the car.
And then so yeah, I was like this, and then when I found out the door was clicked behind me, I positioned myself like this. And I already knew that there was no door handle, but I was just like frantic. I was like, I can't get out of here.
This story takes us back to August 14th in San Diego,
I won't say it.
California. Body camera video shows officers replying to a 7-Eleven.
He couldn't get out, y'all. He got stuck in there.
2 people were wanted for stealing a car.
Ma'am, put your hands on your knees. Go down to your knees, ma'am. Put your hands behind your back, sir. Thank you. Hey, why are you guys tripping on me?
Hey, just listen to him.
Put your hands behind your back.
So they're going to jail for stealing a car, and then he sees that one, and he's like, "Oh, actually, you want to make these charges disappear, baby?" That's crazy as hell.
Why are you guys tripping like that? I can't come out of the junction.
Listen to him.
I can't come out of the
Man, they got a hell of them coming up.
Hey, dog. My name is Israel, boy. How you doing? Man, a little scared. What the fuck? We'll explain everything to you, man. I know you're gonna explain everything. Just relax, all right? Cool. Roll to your side. Bend your knees. Ready?
Take this one right here.
You got that going? No weapons or anything on you? Nah, nothing right there. Alright, yeah, for sure. Y'all can run me down and everything. Alright, go ahead and stand up for me.
Damn. Well, we know he at least put a glove on before he, moved her. Wonder if you put another glove on.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Maybe it's easy.
Just roll over first, yeah. Roll over.
Bend up there.
Can you get the other one?
Yeah, hold on one second.
Oh, damn. You can hear it in his voice right there. He get the other one. He's like, hold on one second. Oh, man. He had a little crush. You hear his little voice right there? And TikTok, if you want to watch this video, it's body cam footage. We're live on YouTube. Also, search The Mystery Project. The Mystery Project. Search it. Nurse KK, don't say the one finger glove. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, though. Oh, shit. Come on over. Wolf, thank you. Good to see you. Mystery Project on YouTube and Rumble, y'all. Come on over.
All right, any weapons? Okay, we're just gonna go to my car right here, okay?
This is the suspect to pay attention to. Her name hasn't been
It's the one he paid attention to, that's for sure.
That was easy.
released publicly, but she'll play a part in this story.
Is this car again?
She'll play a part in the story. No way.
Can I put on my shorts?
Yeah.
Holy hell. Stacy, thank you for the super chat. Did you get my email about Taylor's shop business? I did actually. Yeah, that lady is crazy as hell. Remember that one, Shabusiness? She changed her last name to Shabusiness. The hell is wrong with you?
You what?
Yep, Stacy, absolutely. Thank you. Y'all, thanks for the emails. Thanks for the tags. Thanks for everything. I just go through and every day I'm like looking at everything you guys tag me in and everything. I'm like, oh, damn.
No. So I went by this way. I'm like,
You can barely hear. Brooke, thank you. Y'all, we're trying to get 50 of them. Brooke's about to go haywire.
honestly, I don't even know why we were camp this way. Because we don't have to see up here. We were going to go to his mom's house and see his mom, but it's not even.
Sarah, thank you too.
Where are you guys coming from? From my house.
Oh, every time that happens, it scares the hell out of me.
What's the regular? What's the regular? What Honda?
And why did he get in the back of his cruiser? Has he not watched Super Troopers? And that it ends up getting stuck? That door closes and doesn't open back up? You have to open it from the outside? And this guy definitely looks like he was the one that tried to drink the entire bottle of maple syrup in one go.
You what?
100%.
For the first time, we hear the officer's name, Anthony Hare. Body camera video captures him calling in about a warrant.
Yeah, his last name is definitely Hare because he doesn't look like the tortoise type, ladies. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Out for the female suspect.
While they found that residue on his belt.
That was easy.
Hi, it's Officer Hare at San Diego Police Department. I'm just calling just to confirm a warrant. Officer Hare? H-A-I-R. Alright. Let me hold on.
I got one laugh out of that. Rachel, thank you for laughing on YouTube. I got one laugh out of the tortoise and hare joke, y'all. I thought that one was gonna just do so much better.
1 second.
All right, y'all. I'll up my game. I'm sorry. I thought that was a good one. I'll up my game a little bit.
Let me get that for you. Sorry, I'm not near my computer.
Alright. Kim, right? I hate to be that officer with a black light. Yeah, exactly. He's like, Jesus Christ, they can see the inside of your cruiser from space.
Okay, yeah, it's confirmed. She's gonna send over the note, the warrant papers to watch it. From there, got you. That's it, right? That's all I'm booking her for? Yep. Okay. Yep. And then in your actual report.
At this point, Officer Hare determines he'll head back to headquarters with the female suspect before asking her a few more questions.
I'm gonna go straight to HQ, right? Yeah. Okay. Do I need to ask for a female F-16? I mean, to do a search.
I have nothing, bro. I have nothing but a phone.
So when they do their scanner and everything, they're not gonna find anything? Alright,
no.
Yeah, we got 4 more of the live things left.
So, ma'am, before we go, is there anything in the car that you want? My purse or something?
My purse. Or my makeup. It's just my makeup.
What color
I need that for when I get a job.
Okay, yeah. What color is that?
It's in a
Sarah, thank you.
Okay. Like off-screen bag?
Yes. But I don't want everything. I don't want everything from there. I just want the makeup.
Just the makeup?
Because it has
Okay. What else in there is yours?
Brooke, thank you.
Do you have a phone or anything? The mail's in my car, so I have to switch it out. That's fine.
What is she wearing, too? Like, that's what you go to steal cars in? That's crazy as hell. It looks like a stoplight. Well, like a red light or a stop sign.
I did a pat down, but
it's red, y'all. It's just all red, and the bottom is like sequins or what? Yeah.
when we drive over here,
are you taking your HQ or no? Just straight to Los? No, I'm gonna take your HQ.
We gotta do that.
What's that?
Yeah, I already.
Nadia, yeah, exactly. Don't steal cars when your shorts light up the whole street. Exactly. Holy hell.
The warrant's already been sent over. You might find a female officer over there. Make a good search. I did that one time.
Oh yeah, see if you can have a female.
She played too much Grand Theft Auto.
Just me HQ in my 10.
Exactly.
Officers then speak with the male suspect and explain what's happening.
So, you are going to jail tonight for stolen vehicle?
For what?
Okay.
How did I go
For what?
and steal a car?
Okay, so you guys saw me driving out of the parking lot at 7-Eleven, okay? I'm driving by, I run the plate, it comes back as stolen.
I didn't drive no car.
I see you guys walk inside, I wait till you guys come out, and you don't even attempt to come back to the car, okay?
Well, look,
attempt to walk away.
I'm
almost done.
No, sir.
It's okay. She asked me to get her makeup bag out of the car. I go and get her bag. I have to search it because she wants to take it with her to jail. So I search it. Inside, I find a prescription with your name on it.
Yes, that's our stuff. Listen,
okay?
It's embarrassing.
So that's
I
why
told you my medicine that I have medicine.
No, not in there though. You said it was at your boy's house.
Okay, well look, it's embarrassing to.
Man, this dude got arrested for stealing a car, and his girlfriend's about to get stolen from him. His girlfriend's about to be in the back of this man's cruiser. Look at him.
Tell you that we wanted to get whatever was in that car, bro. We went in that car. Yes, it was cold. She wanted a fucking blanket, dog. We had our stuff. We weren't planning on you guys.
You went into the car because you were cold?
Stopping us or seeing what we're gonna get from that car.
Okay, I'm gonna move you over to my car and then we can talk more about this. All right? So go ahead and stand up for me.
Like, come on, it's embarrassing to say that, bro. Like, come on. You didn't see me driving the car?
The focus then shifts back to the woman, who Officer Hare says is going with him.
You're gonna come.
I bet you the focus was back on her.
Clank, diddy, clank, diddy, clank, clank, clank.
With me to my car. So let's go.
Oh, he said it. You heard him when he said it.
Oh, let's go.
About asking me.
Yeah.
At least he didn't like Freudian slip and say, hey, you're going back to my house. I mean, car.
Walk across the street.
See, it's San Diego, y'all. San Diego. Which, of course, translates to...
You what? What's up? Why are you the only mean one?
I'm not mean.
Bro, you're the only dick right
No,
here.
we can
Honestly,
talk more once we get into the car, okay? I got your...
Sorry for calling that, but...
I got your not your duffel bag, but the drawstring bag. I got all of that. Your makeup. So.
Not really. You're doing your job. I understand. You're doing your job. But I don't hate it like that. I just want...
Go, step inside. Go.
I feel like they need to play the dim dun dun dun, that, like, you know, the hub theme. I think they needed a little soundtrack right there, a little remix. Play the hub theme.
Perfect. Just a little bit more. I don't want to pinch your skin.
Perfect.
Up next, Officer Hare reads her Miranda rights.
I'm going to ask you a couple questions.
He's like, you got the right to be very loud. I mean, remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used. Never mind, I'm gonna stop.
All right. Here, just listen up. You have the right to remain silent. If you give up the right to remain silent, anything you do, say, can, and will be used in court against you. You have the right to speak with an attorney of your choice before questioning, and to have the attorney present during questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you by the court prior to any questioning, if you so desire. The attorney will not cost you anything. The services are free. Do you understand each of these rights that I have explained to you?
Yes.
Yes? Having in mind and understanding your rights, as I have told you, are you willing to talk to me?
I mean, what if I was just saying?
Yes or no? It's either you want to talk to me or you.
I don't. I mean, I have nothing to talk to you about, but yes,
Okay.
I'm complying. Yeah.
Thank you.
The first ride is pretty normal, with slight conversation.
Don't say the first ride like that. Oh my God. What's the second ride? Is that the one that's controversial?
Clank, diddy, clank, diddy, clank, clank, clank.
The second ride? Because the first ride, what? Man, this is a crazy, crazy world we live
Between
in.
the pair.
What do you mean? I'm cool to you.
What is it gonna hurt you if I were to speak to you about it? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I just say. I don't know. If I were in your shoes, I'd head south on Denver Street.
I can like barely hear her.
This body camera recording ends shortly after, and a new one begins.
Oh shit. His body cam. Oh no, he didn't. This man said that he had his little body cam right here, and she said, "Oh, I'm DTF," and he went, "Huh? What body cam? I ain't got no body cam. Body cams, man. We don't use body cams around here."
Showing the female suspect inside police headquarters.
Do you have anything on you might post and harm me? Any personal or anything? Just say so.
You're right, not so much. Not so much.
Later.
Do you have any gloves?
Ah, it's good.
Sorry. How I can switch you. You want to check shoes or you want to do that there? Which you case rubber shoes levels?
I can do a switch later.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do a switch later.
He said I could do a search later. Uh-huh.
After their time at headquarters, it's Officer Hare's job to take the suspect to a detention center in nearby Santee.
Yeah, his basement.
You what?
He's like, "Oh, unfortunately, we're gonna have to hold you here overnight."
That's suspicious.
Me? Once in a while. Whatever. Hold on, it's a turn.
The recording is loud, meaning it's sometimes difficult to hear the suspect from the back seat. But in the front seat, we're able to hear Officer Hare just fine.
And we really wish we couldn't.
It's all good. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I remember. Of course.
Oh, damn, she hit him with that. Oh, shit, he knew it was up. This dude's crazy. You did it wrong, bro. Just post her bail for her.
You what?
Not on the way to the jail. Just post her bail, dude. Jeez Louise. So, thanks for the follow.
At this point, Officer Hare discusses the suspect's dating life, saying she's not single.
Oh, damn. He want to taste that forbidden fruit.
That's suspicious.
He's like, look, homeboy, he's not even getting out of jail. And I'm taking you to the jail. You know what I'm saying? Jolie, right? They look at the mugshots. They're like, hold up. There's something wrong here. You're wearing your shorts as a shirt now, and your shirt is now somehow your shorts, ma'am. How the hell did this happen the whole time you were handcuffed?
Well, you're not.
Erica, what? What area specifically are you talking about?
After that, the conversation continues.
Yeah, I can't hear anything that she's saying, y'all. But it's the recording, not the. It's like the video.
Oh no, so everything has to be. Yeah. It's not lost or anything. You just have to go pick it up after. Yeah. I already told you.
She said something about bail me out.
Wait, hold on. I'll tell you after. Hold on.
Officer Hare then comments it's difficult to hear.
A little bit. Well, I can't hear you now.
But after that, she says something pretty direct, as is his response.
Oh, Lord.
Don't say that right now.
Don't say that right now. Yo, she said, I'm down to... Oh, Jesus Christ. Mom, what the hell are you doing in here right now? Of course, my mom comes in the chat right then when at this point in the video. This is crazy as hell. Mom, the lady's going to jail, and that's what she was saying. She's down to just go to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Oh, Lord have mercy. You got caught back, right? It's not me. I can't help it. Yo, give my mom a follow. Pin this comment. Bam. Good evening, son. She's got almost 2,000 followers, y'all. Give her a little follow action. Holy hell. All right, let's see what else is going on here.
I said don't say that right now because everything's being recorded right now.
5 minutes go
Don't say that because everything's being recorded.
by before Officer Hare checks in on her again.
Are you doing good back there?
Everything good back there? Holy hell.
Are you doing good back there?
935, Johnny. You can 1022 and follow the narrow address. You just arrived.
Almost 10 minutes later, he calls out to her once more.
Oh, shit. How far away is this detention center? Holy hell.
What's going on?
The craziest part of this story is, y'all, like, when he does shut off the body camera, it's only off for like 15, 16 seconds. See what I did there?
That was easy.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. But yeah, this guy's got to be watching this like.
Emotional damage.
Damn, is he driving over speed bumps yet? Y'all, hit me with the hand hearts too. See the hand hearts on TikTok that we're trying to get, y'all? Give me a little heart action. This guy got his heart on. Oh, heart. I said heart, TikTok. Heart. Please tell me my mom's not still in the chat too. Usually she leaves after 5 or 10 seconds. Mom, please don't be in here right now. Please don't be in here. Oh, shit. She said, okay, I'll be back later. No, Mom, get out of here. I'm just kidding, Mom. I love you, Mom. He did. It's hand hearts. That's what I said, TikTok overlords. Oh, damn, Brooke, you going heart crazy right now. Thank you so much.
Officer Hare continues driving before he appears to reach over to his body camera. Shortly after, it goes dark.
I'm sure it did. Oops. Hold on, I want to see. So this is 1:33 in the morning. I want to see when it comes back on. So 1:33:06.
The next body camera video we have is from another officer who was called to the scene to rescue Officer Hare.
To rescue him?
What the fuck?
Oh, that's an hour later. Oh, shit. Y'all, that's an hour later. He was stuck in the back of his car with this lady for an hour. Look, it jumped to 2:36 in the morning.
That is after he locked himself in the backseat of the squad car with the female suspect. All this for more than an hour.
The other officers walking up like, why are the windows all fogged up? They are! Did y'all see that? The window is fogged up.
All right, sir, step out of the vehicle for me.
Body camera video captures Officer.
Man, that dude ran the hell out of there so fast. Did you see how fast that dude exited that vehicle? Holy hell. Yo, watch how fast he got out of there.
All right, sir, step out of the vehicle for me.
He's like, and I'm out.
Body camera video captures Officer Hare's seemingly anxious reaction when he says everything went.
This dude's about to get hella famous, though. He's starting a whole new website I heard called Only Cams.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Body cam, only cams.
Wrong. The
Stop it.
other officer on the scene then stopped.
Yeah, and ironically, yeah, his name is Officer Hare. And the only thing that ran faster than him out of that car is his hairline.
Stops recording almost right away.
Everything just went wrong. Okay, hold on. Let me turn my camera off. She's code 4? She's code 4. Okay. Yeah, let me turn this off real quick.
You'll notice from this video that Officer Hare isn't wearing his body camera when he's discovered in the back seat.
Oh, shit.
He later told investigators it had somehow disconnected from the mount, but an internal affairs report determined that wasn't even possible. There's even video showing Hare's body camera still in good condition.
Yeah, they put gloves on to touch anything that came off of that dude. Yeah, I mean, they run suspects down. They get in fights, everything like that, and those things don't come off. This dude's like, man, I don't know what happened. I was like, I was struggling to get in the back seat, and it just felt. I mean, I was struggling to get out.
After all this, Officer Hare reenacts the situation for one of his superiors.
Okay, you mind just showing us?
Please reenact the whole thing. It's Sergeant, whatever's like, no, don't take that out.
So I was like this, and then you want me to see how she was laying down?
What? How you ended up inside?
So yeah, so she was laying down. Her face was over there. And then I was just like kind of right here. I was like, hey, well, at first I was like, hey, wake up. I was like, hey, you okay? Blah, blah, blah.
Hey, wake up. Hey, are you okay?
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying.
She did like, so her head was facing towards that way. And then so this is when I was shaking her. And then this is when I went in. But then I don't know if I had my hand like this. And then something like that happened. I kicked it with my foot like that. And then I was in. And then I was waking her up like this.
This dude looks so stupid in the back of his car. Saying like, well, I was just like crawling over like this, and I was like, I was shaking her, trying to wake her up, and I guess my foot accidentally pulled the door closed, and then all of a sudden, I'm gonna be a dad.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Holy guacamole, this dude's nuts. Literally.
Yeah, I was like this, waking her up. While I was waking her up, I hear the door click behind me.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, so yeah, I was like this.
Bro, you might as well just come out and say it.
And then, when I found out the door was clicked behind me, I positioned myself like this. And I already knew that there was no door handle, but I was just like frantic. I was like, I can't get out of here.
Okay.
And then that's when she was able to sit up here. And then I told her, you stay there, blah, blah, blah. And then I was just like hunkered down like this on my side.
So
this dude's sitting there going, you're an idiot. Bro, just say, just come clean.
let me go to the other side, then you climb back in.
Yeah, lady, give her, exactly.
Okay, go ahead.
He's like, how do you explain this? Oh, I was oh yeah, I forgot to mention also I was eating yogurt. That's some yo play. I bet yo played.
Again?
Yeah, that was a good joke right there, y'all. That was a good one. Yo play and then yo played. I took the yogurt joke back to an innuendo. That's crazy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I better get some laughs.
Open the door, and then as I came in like that, I was trying to wake her up. My feet wasn't this. My feet didn't get caught like that. And then when I was like waking her up, that's when I noticed that this door closed on me. And then that's when I was like frantic trying to open the door, but I know there's no door opener. And then from then she was able to. So I was like this majority of the time. I was trying to get her up.
I bet you were like that the majority of the time. Jesus. What? Y'all, if you can't see this, you have got to come over to you've got to come over to YouTube and look at the way this man is like in the back of his squad car right now, saying, I was like this the majority of the time. Yep, and that's the whole problem, sir.
Her face was right here.
Okay.
Right here, and then I was trying to like wake her up to get her up. And then next thing you know, I hear the door close on me. I was frantic. I was looking, and then that's when she started to kind of like, I guess, wake up or get dazed off, whatever. And then that's when I asked her like, "Hey, are you having a hard time breathing?" She said, "No." "Do you need medics?" "No." I was like, "Okay, all right, just stay."
Hard time breathing.
Right there, and then that's when I was trying to open the door.
Okay.
And then that's when I went on D2.
All right, you can jump up. Let's jump up.
There's also audio recordings of an interview with Hare, again explaining what happened.
Explain.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Well, thank you for the Rumble rant. Maybe when he told her not to mention them. Right? Yeah.
Explain to me, Tony, how is it that you got all the way into the car with her laying down?
It
get
was
her up.
It was
Explain
a thing.
that.
I was trying to get her up because she was a heavy girl.
Okay.
So I was trying to like lift her up to sit her down.
Okay.
And then, but yes, it was
Amy.
a tight squeeze in there. So then I think that's how somehow maybe my leg.
Because that means that your torso, your butt, your legs, and your feet are completely inside the car.
Yeah,
with
I was
her?
kind of like, I wish I could show you if you were in the patrol car. But
Okay.
yeah, I was in there.
We'll have you do that. We'll do that
yeah.
in a little bit. You know, so you got into the back of the patrol car, and then somehow through hitting the door, meaning when you kind of push it to open it, it kind of rebounds and closes back on you?
Correct, yes.
Is that what you're saying? You
Correct,
think I have problems with your story, Tony, and I want to make sure if there was something that you forced her, if she consented and said, hey, there's going to be, I'll do this or you do that, you know, we can have a good time, but there's a consent,
she did not
or
say anything
something
like
you
that.
forced yourself on her.
She did not say anything like, hey, if I do this for you, let me go. She did not, and even if she did say something like that, I believe I just.
If she said something and you said, hey, don't say that right now because it's recording.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that?
I remember her saying something like, hey, I'm on right now because.
I'm on what? What do you mean?
Oh, like my camera. I think I mentioned because I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
There was one thing where she said, I don't know if it was like.
This guy's like,
I don't know if it was talking with the family issue or whatever, or if she's asking if I was single, but that was the only thing. Was like, yeah, I'm just letting you know I'm recording right now. That's it. But
okay, so if she were to say something in a sexual comment, and you were to say something like, hey, don't say that right now, it's recording, or it's, you know, whatever, you don't remember that, you're saying? Because I just talked to you about all that, and you said no. But I could tell you for a fact.
Laura, I have no idea.
No, I mean, I remember saying something like that I'm on. Now that you mentioned it, because I did.
And what did she say? What did she say, Tony?
That I don't remember. I would have to look at my BWC again to see what exactly she said. That I promise.
Deborah, he's getting himself in deeper and deeper. Yup, and that makes up for the 2 inches from before. Oh, Lord. These kind are the ones I like, y'all. Well, I don't like it, but like, you know what I mean? Like, they're a little bit more lighthearted. It's a little bit funnier. We can like laugh about this because it's not one of these cases where something crazy happened.
I don't remember what she said.
Other officers also speak with the female suspect who recaps what happened from her perspective.
Oh, shit. Oh, no. What happened from her perspective, y'all? 3 hand hearts left. Desiree, thank you for the hand heart. You guys are sweet.
He was like, no, what did he say? Something like, he said, oh, are you single or are you with your boyfriend right there or something like that? Like, I don't know, I took it like, I don't know how to take it.
So he asked you if you were single?
Yeah, I was single. I don't remember how to take it. Kind of like laughed it off. I was just like, I don't know. I was just confused with how I should answer that. I don't remember what words he was saying. I don't remember what we were talking about. I swear I don't remember what was said. And but I do remember like him like I think he might have used an excuse just to come into the back.
Oh, Jesus. Don't say it like that. Oh, my God.
Because he says he's going to the back because, I mean, it would have to happen that way because I don't know why he's like, so that he thought that I wasn't breathing right or something. Because, I was laying down and he said he came to the back. So he was telling the officer after. And then, I think he might have used like an excuse to get back there with me. But he didn't want to say, I mean, obviously he knows he didn't want to say anything that would get him in trouble. And so, he opens the back door. He gets out, opens the back door, and then, like, he says that the door shut on him. And I'm just, like, I don't know. I think it was just stupid.
You said you believed he used that as an excuse to get into the back seat. What do you believe was the reason why he was getting in the back seat?
I mean, it kind of is, like, only, like, it could only be like one other thing. Like, why else would anybody do that? You know?
Oh my God! Why else would anybody do that?
I don't know if
Did anything actually happen?
he was scared. I think he was scared. Like, he knew he fucked up. He was scared, and I remember him.
When you say he knew he fucked up,
because he closed the door behind him on accident.
Okay.
And then I was like, oh my God. So I remember I was like, what the fuck? Like, and he started panicking. He started panicking, and he was like, I don't know, he was scared. He was like,
He's like, how the hell am I gonna explain this one?
Tripping out. And then he called one of his friends, or he called somebody, I don't know who or how, but he called another officer, and they came to open the door for him. And then and then I went to the hospital afterwards, because when I got to Las Colinas, they said they sent me to the hospital, and that was it.
So did he make any sexual propositions at that tribe at all? Again, this is the one where you're going to.
Yeah, no.
No sexual.
Did you make any comments or sexual propositions to him during that transport?
No. Does it say it? I don't know. I don't think so. Or I don't. I'm just not like me to do that. So
okay.
Do you remember engaging into conversations that were sexual in nature, or some might think there was sexual in nature during that tribe? What's that?
What does that mean?
Like if
So basically, all this, and the only thing that came out was him from the back of the cop car, y'all. That's it.
How dare you?
Damn.
You and him had a conversation and comments were made that someone might interpret like, well, were they talking about sex, or was it?
Oh,
or,
no.
You know, is anything that someone might think
About sex? No.
think about sexual comments or sexual stuff like that?
No.
Okay.
An investigation later determined Officer Hare violated procedure, giving false statements and lying about sexual conversations he had during the incident. He's since resigned from the San Diego Police Department.
Oh, man. Oh, damn. Yep, they let him go. Or he resigned, actually. He said, nah, I can't deal with this shit anymore. It's crazy as hell. Holy hell. Insane, y'all. Insane. That was a crazy live stream. Thanks for the love. YouTube, thank you. Make sure you guys click that link that's pinned at the top of the chat right there. It says join the YouTube channel real quick, y'all. Click it. I can post them before we end the live stream. Support the show. I appreciate it. Rumble, thank y'all for the Rumble rants and joining the channel over there. You guys are super sweet. TikTok, thank you for all the love. We're trying to get 100 donuts though, real quick. Can we get 100 donuts before the end of the stream? We got like a minute or two left, y'all. Hit me with some donuts if you enjoyed the show. Thank you for all the likes. Thanks for being here. Make sure you hit the follow button too. YouTube, I love you guys, but I am out of here. Rumble, I love you guys too. Have a great night, and I'll see y'all soon. Oh my God.